some noise for your host, Kid Copious.
What up, perps? Kid Copious, back in the bunker. Purple State Party, you know what we're doing here. We're repping America, the center, common sense, and things that go bang. That was probably pretty loud because I moved my mic. So we're going to kick this off. I think the episode is called Return of the Brandon. I had to do it. Let's go, Brandon. I mean, he's just proven himself to be a shit show once again. You know what I mean? We're seeing it all over the place. But what we're seeing, fortunately, is we're starting to see people talking about more the middle. And one of the things that's coming out, because we've been hearing a lot about what Disney's doing, and Disney's pissed off about this, and Disney's mad about that, and who cares, really? I mean, I gave up on Disney a long time ago. But that's a different episode. But anyhow, I found this interesting, that a majority of Americans approve of Florida's family protection, or don't say gay. Let's just call it don't say gay. Everybody knows it as that, so we might as well just call it that, right? It's stupid, but it's a constant reminder of how the left wants to label things. You know, they love their labels. They love their check boxes and their labels. But a majority approve, including 55% of Democrats, because it isn't about trying to stamp out the LGBT community. It's about the appropriateness of discussing it at a young level. And, while everybody's bitching about this, what else did DeSantis do? He signed a bill to require high school students in Florida to take financial literacy classes in order to graduate, including lessons on credit scores, managing credit card debt, types of bank accounts to open, and how to file your taxes. See, those are the fundamentals of what people label as privilege. A lot of people, such as myself, we learned these things. We took home economics. We took business math. We took stocks and bonds. We took classes that covered these things. And it does give you an advantage. The more you know about the financial institutions of America, the better you can operate in the financial institutions of America. The more training you get in how to spend or not spend or save or where to save and all of that, that's important stuff. And he's going to require it in high schools. So as you can see, one thing plus another thing, it comes out with a good result. Children need to be taught what they need to know to survive in the world, the business world, the job world, whatever market we're talking about. That's what we need them to learn. We don't really need them to learn sexual identity. We don't need them to learn, I would even say, sports. They don't need to learn that. They need to learn financial literacy, because that's something that is going to affect every single person who graduates and doesn't graduate. Everybody who goes through the school system, is going to need to know financial literacy, and that's an important thing. And that's what's being done down there. But the left just wants to concentrate on the Don't Say Gay bill, and Disney just wants to concentrate on the Don't Say Gay bill. That's it. That's the kind of lunacy that we're dealing with. Another weekday at Biden's. I believe the correct term would be another weekday at Brandon's. But yeah, Obama had to come out and remind people of how great the Democrats were back when he was president. And you know what? Compared to the Democrats of today, they were great, I guess. I didn't vote for Obama. I didn't like him. He did things that I did not like and affected me directly. Unlike Trump, who just triggered you people because you were told to be triggered. Man, if we get rid of Biden, that's who's going to be running this. That's going to be sad, because the first woman president of the United States, first female president of the United States, will literally be one of the most unqualified people on the planet to be the first female president of the United States. It's a shame, but that's what Democrats do. I hate to tell you guys this, okay? But Democrats like to shit all over women. They really do. Look at the track record. Look at what they support, and because they think, hey, look, we'll give them the right to abortion. They should just shut up and make pancakes. just going to skip that one. There was a guy who ran steel, and his handle was big. Biden has had just a miserable week. He is really starting to show his age. You can see it. You can see how these kinds of positions of power age a person. You can look at Zelensky. Guy looks like he's aged 50 years in the last month. But yeah, he rambled on about being a truck driver. He likes to pretend that he was once a truck driver. I don't know where he gets the idea. He was once driven in a truck, so maybe he's just getting confused. And it's frightening because we don't have a plan B. Hey, you guys made this guy your plan A, but your plan B just sucks, man. You can't appoint people simply because they're a black woman. We needed somebody as the vice president who was competent, who was qualified, who could actually tackle real issues. I'll tell you this right now, people out there, don't vote for politicians who come out of California right now, because they have built their career in a very sympathetic culture. Nobody ever questions them. Nobody ever pushes back. All of the people in power circle around to protect them. And when they get out in the real world, like Kamala here, we see what buffoons we elect here in California. You want to know how crazy it's getting? Kenosha, where they had the Kyle Rittenhouse case born there. They have elected a Republican for a county executive position. Why? Because they're already seeing it doesn't work. Defunding the police didn't work. Open borders don't work. Ending our energy independence doesn't work. There's nothing right now that the left is doing that is working. Okay? Yes, you can bring up little minuscule examples here and there, and you can probably put up a picture of fat Trump if you want. But the truth of the matter is, when it comes to major broad topics that affect most people, the Democrats are failing. Speaking of energy, here's Biden using our strategic oil reserves to try to get the Democrats out of trouble. Why are they just not doing whatever they can to increase our own supply? Okay? Whether it be something like Keystone or just offshore drilling in Alaska, just do it in the best, cleanest possible way and get us to freaking gas, dude. But the strategic oil reserves, those are for emergencies only, and the only emergency is that his plan has completely failed. But what it really gets to, at least for my viewpoint here, is that we don't need to raise more tax money. We need to spend the money more wisely. And I found one example to just sum that up for you. The federal government is doing such a bad job that the government lost 5 times more to stimulus fraud than it spent developing the COVID-19 vaccine. Boom. That's just one example. You want a second example? Here in California, they spent over $800,000 to house one person, to build one tiny little one-room house. And those programs are failing. They should be looking to cut federal spending, not slipping more hikes. Because every time you tax the rich people, they tax the next class below them. It's the way it works. Speedy Gonzalez was banned by Cartoon Network for being offensive, only be returned after mass protests from the Hispanic American community. Yeah, they should do the same thing in reverse with Latinx. Don't tell people what's racist. Don't be that white girl who's out there taking, man, Speedy Gonzalez is racist. That's what my professor said. No, shut the fuck up. If Hispanic Americans have a problem with Speedy Gonzalez, then they should speak up about it. And if they do have a problem with it, remove him. They love the guy. Sorry. They have a sense of humor, and you can't take that away from them. Biden repeats false claim that he once flew an A-wing into a superstar destroyer. Oh, my God. See, the big difference between Trump's lies and Biden's lies is Trump knew he was lying and knew where he was. Biden thinks it's real and has no clue where he's standing. Speedy Gonzalez was banned by Cartoon Network for being offensive, only be returned after mass protests from the Hispanic American community. Yeah, they should do the same thing in reverse with Latinx. Don't tell people what's racist. Don't be that white girl who's out there taking, man, Speedy Gonzalez is racist. That's what my professor said. No, shut the fuck up. If Hispanic Americans have a problem with Speedy Gonzalez, then they should speak up about it. And if they do have a problem with it, remove him. They love the guy. Sorry. They have a sense of humor, and you can't take that away from them. Teachers, when I was a kid, I hope everyone had a good recess. It's time for math. Teachers now, whiteness is a privilege. Now, who's ready to hear about my sexuality? Welcome to the new Disney. Holy shit, we're moving into the best of the week, folks. Not to be outdone, Bill Gates buys 9.2% of MySpace. The Babylon Bee. Biden congratulates Michelle Obama on Supreme Court confirmation. Oh, yeah. Yep. I said your money or your life. I'm thinking it over. Yeah, that's where we're at right now with gas prices. It's really starting to affect everybody's life because we're back to having to consider if something's worth doing because of the gas. And that sucks. Okay? That's not what we voted for. All right? That's not what we vote for. We don't want our leaders to figure out ways to inflate gas prices. You want to convert to electricity? Great. That's noble. Good luck with that. But for now, we're using gas and diesel. Okay? And natural gas. So fucking fix it. President Barack Obama returns to the White House after growing tired of working remotely. I personally, I disagree with this because these things may have been part of Obama's agenda, but he's not running the show, okay? There's nobody running the show. This is a boat at sea. Everybody is downstairs playing poker, and nobody is manning the wheel, all right? They are headed straight at an iceberg, and, quite frankly, I think they've hit the iceberg, and the iceberg is starting to crack through the hole. But that's why I hope that America takes this opportunity to move to the middle. We're seeing nonsense on the left and we're seeing nonsense on the right. A lot of people, I think, when both sides are weighed, I think they tend to be a one-issue voter and they go one way or the other. But look where that one issue has gotten you, okay? Just look at something like abortion. The two one issues that people vote for. Either stop abortion or everybody can have an abortion, right? I understand why people support it that strongly. But there's a lot more than just that one issue. Keep that in mind because it's going to be time to vote soon. Copious out. Boom. Vote with your head, not your heart.